Hello, welcome to the analysis of fifth T20 between India and England. Today we're going to cover some of the interesting things like Rajani and Kamal batting, Sky, the sun god, one-handed magician, அப்புறம் பைசா வசூல் செம்ம பைசா வசூல் and Butler service. So this is what we're going to cover today. Muthu is back. Muthu, hi.
Happy to be back with you guys. Welcome Shiva on board.
Thank you.
Yeah, Siva has decided to join us again for the second time. He was so excited about our platform. He wants to join in on this great day, and we know what happened. So let us start off with our analysis. India's batting. Siva, go on.
As expected, like last time when we spoke, right? We predicted India will definitely, the upper hands and they will come back. Terrific to see 200 above batting first, and Kohli opening with Rohit, two big batsmen. Very nice, very good feeling on a weekend. Very satisfied to see India pull it off.
Good. So yeah, I feel the same. It was a great satisfying game. Mainly in terms of both the teams were in the game most part of the games, and India struck maybe after 12 overs or something, and then it was all India. Batting wise, I think India were in a different level today comparing to the other four games. I think it was a brave move for Kohli to I think this is the first time Kohli is opening for India, and he did.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and I think he did very well in there. He kind of grinded out initially when Rohit was going. He didn't adventure anything, and then once it is all settled, he took his chances as well. So overall, and then Hardik did his part at the end. Overall, very good performance by the team in the batting side.
In my opinion, when I saw the first thing is the team selection, right? And Nattu came in, and Rahul, we know that he's going to sit out. But the most excitement part of it is when Virat and Rohit opened the innings. So in my eyes, at that point of time, I was thinking Rajani and Kamal opening the innings. There's a real story why I say Rajani and Kamal, because there's one pull shot. There was a comparison that was shown on the telly. You might have seen it. A similar pull shot was played by Rohit and Virat. And if you see Virat's pull shot, it was like the whole body was working, just like Kamal, how he would act, right?
So you should say that it's like both Rajini and Kamal's movie opening on the same day in the same theater complex.
Exactly. It was like Abhirami shot that is what Kamal played. On the other hand, if you see Rohit's shot, there was no body movement at all. He was just hitting it easily. And Rohit Sharma's shot selection and style is synonymous to Rajini's style. In my eyes, that's what I felt. Yeah, because he was like casually playing, and he knows what he needs to do. That was fantastic. And from there on, when it comes to batting, I want to cover also the Sky, the sun god, right? Sky was excellent. As usual, he came in. He goes in a critical situation, and he plays out such a good game. He brings in the momentum, right? He's the guy who brings in the momentum, and he takes the game to a different level. So I think that is one of the reasons why India did well with the batting.
No, I mean, actually, now it's a good point. I mean, when you see Rohit got out, when Surya Kumar came in, it wasn't a feeling that one batsman got out. It was the same rhythm and the same flow. When Surya Kumar came, taking over from Rohit. That's the feeling I had.
Yeah. One important point I would add to all these things is like at the beginning of the series, India were trying to approach the game with which is similar to England. They wanted to go from the ball one, attack, attack, and attack, which really happened today, and that the main criteria for that to happen was the opening partnership. So if we had a early wicket, this wouldn't have happened. So I think because of that opening partnership, um, both Surya Kumar and Hardik were able to play freely when they came in, and the base was set for them. So that's about the batting we spoke. I think we were enjoying the batting, and we want to talk the whole episode about the batting itself. But what about the England bowling? Could they have done anything differently? You think, Shiva?
I thought, like, I mean, Wood for the last four games, Wood was very exceptional. I mean, he was doing, even in the last game. I told he was the one who is looking very solid and consistent. But today, looks like the wood got rotten, right? He was hit all over the park, and not a single bowler. I mean, almost everyone, except I think Stokes, who had a good economical rate. All the other bowlers were, and I think Rashid, both of them had a good little economical run rate, but all the others were, more than 10 runs or over. It was a
Yeah,
very bad.
yeah. All England bowlers were completely tarnished. They were hit all around the park. Jofra did his bit, but he was not successful. Again, Wood was not successful. As Siva said, Wood was also not successful. Rashid was the only guy who was given some respect by Indian batters. The one-handed magician,
Yeah.
Jordan, the way he took the Sky's catch was amazing, isn't it? Just one-handed, and he had to balance. And luckily Roy was around, and he threw to Roy, and he took the catch. That was fantastic. I mean, I'm just thinking now, in the hindsight, what would have happened if Sky was there till the end?
Would be around 300 would be the score, isn't it?
Yeah, he would have lit the sky, literally.
At one point, I was thinking 250 plus was a possibility, right?
Yeah.
The way how they were going. But then, it got a little slow in the middle,
Yeah. When it got slow, really, that's a nice point, right? So when it got slow in the middle, even my kids were praying for Virat to get out, so that Punt can come in and do his magic, which never happened. But at the end, they did very well to reach the score they did.
But I was a little surprised, when Pandya came in, because given that, how Shreyas was playing, Shreyas and Pant was playing, maybe Kohli would have thought that maybe give him a chance,
A real reason for Pandya, I think, is because he did struggle in the last 4 one-day when he came into bat, and I think from the team point of view, he's very crucial both in batting and bowling, and we would like to get him enough time in the middle so that he's ready for the future games as well. So I think that is why Pandya was given a go in ahead of both Pant and Shreyas Iyer. So, and he had time as well when Surya Kumar got out, about 6 overs or something. So he was able to kind of see the ball for the first few balls and then go into the hitting. Yeah.
Now, I mean, for all Team India fans, for me also, I think it was Paisa Vasool. The first 10 overs was Paisa Vasool. Hardik Pandya, it's good. It's good to for him to come out of his form slightly. To stretch his hands and hit a couple of sixes and things like that. It was
I mean, to pull it out, with one less batsman, like KL was not there, right? And getting to 225 was a very good.
It was a brave move, isn't it? It was a brave move, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine what would have happened if Virat got out or early. just like what had happened in the past, right? And people would have thought, it was an unnecessary move. But I think in the hindsight, it was
I mean, I think
it was a,
shows that maybe, for World Cup 2, probably there is a chance that he might open, with Rohit or
yeah,
I
that's
think
debatable.
that's
That's debatable.
debatable. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, with say you have so many openers sitting around, like the likes of Ishan Kishan, KL Rahul, and so on. I don't know why Virat will be opening in the first place, because he's very crucial to be in one down. When there is an early wicket, he is the one, and I see he's the only one who can stabilize the innings. The others will be in a T20 mode, you know.
Right.
But anyway, so let's move on.
I
Let's
think
talk about the England batting. So yeah, go ahead, Shiva.
Yeah. So as they started, I mean, they had the first wicket, early wicket of Roy, but then Malan and Butler put a good show, and I thought they almost had the game, halfway through. They were maintaining the run rate, but quick wickets, got us back. Butler gone and Malan gone, and rest of the team, because the run rate was going up, and they couldn't do anything much. Iron Morgan, as usual, didn't click this time as well. So they pulled it out.
So Malan proved that he is number one batsman, isn't it? So he was taking control of the entire thing, on the leg side, offside. I mean, as Siva correctly said, it was progressing very well, that they could have finished the game, in that rate that they were batting. They were scoring literally 3 runs per over constantly, right, for many overs. But we knew that, such a high scoring chase, at some point of time, when the couple of wickets fall down, things are going to change completely. We knew that. But full credit to Butler and Malan. So I would say that, Butler did the Butler service, and Malan had the feast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the right thing to say, as actually, because I felt like, even if you compare to the Indian openers, the opening partnership along against the partnership between Malan and Butler. So I think England were a bit more relaxed, I would say, because only Rohit was hitting and Virat was rotating. Whereas if you look at these two players, and they were, whoever is there, both of them are hitting, and the bowlers had no respect against them. The game was going away from the hand very quickly until that wicket.
I'm surprised with the inclusion of Sundar. I thought probably you could have gone for Akshar Patel, give him a chance, because of the experience and the performance that he had at the test match. But very surprised that they still went with Sundar.
Yeah, that's a good point, Siva. I think in my personal opinion, what I think is they are grooming Sundar for the World Cup. That's what I'm thinking, because they know that his batting is always going to be very helpful.
And speaking of bowling, I think Thakur did a good, it was a good performance. I mean, I think overall he had the most wickets in the series.
Absolutely. But actually here today, the inspiration was started off by Bhunesh Kumar, right? Then this guy has got this typical mixed knuckleball, Shardul, which is winning wickets for him and for Team India.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And there is another factor which got more wickets, which I don't know if you noticed. Kohli was back in the hut, and we got more wickets after that.
See, I was about
point noted.
What?
No, Michael Vaughan is as usual. He went on the Twitter talking about this Virat going in and Rohit holding the holding the captaincy. I know you guys know what I mean by holding the
Yeah,
captaincy.
yeah,
You have
yeah,
seen the
yeah.
picture, I think. Yeah, yeah. No, I can't explain here. Sorry. You have to go back and see. Muthu, sorry, I can't explain
that's
here.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but one he needs a lot of retweets and replies and responses, isn't it? I think there's something big happening there, whatever it is, right? But what I'm thinking is yes, why not? This can be a strategy as well, right? Channelizing energy, right? Channelizing energy, why not, right? If he has played a big innings, Virat, he can go and sit inside. Why
Yeah.
not Rohit do it? Because they both are so strong in captaincy, they can script win easily
Yeah.
for Team India.
One thing I wanted to cover is about the team selection. We spoke briefly here and there about it. Mainly on the bowling front, I think we didn't have any complaints about the batting front because it was all in the expected lines, more or less, because KL was dropped, so it's all fine. On the bowling front, Shiva did mention that he was expecting Axar to come in. And Natu, I think all of us agree he was due a chance, which he got. Was there any other changes you were expecting or you would have thought to be made because it's a final T20 before the next series?
I mean, I wouldn't have made any changes. You know, I thought we would still need Shakur, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, our key player, bowlers, and then Natu just to give a game, to see, how he is doing. Um, Except Akshar swapping for Sundar, I think the rest of the bowling unit was fine. Pandya was
Yeah,
doing.
I was happy with the team changes in the last couple of matches. But I think Team India has got a nice problem. I wouldn't say bad problem. It's a nice problem because they have a lot of talented players.
Right.
So they have a nice problem to solve to select the right 11 for the World Cup, right 11 or 15, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe if Thakur wouldn't have done well in the last games or so, then probably we could have tried Deepak Chahar. But then, I think we are just fine. With
Yeah,
Thakur.
it's very competitive. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Chahar will be the like for Thakur. But he will be in the squad, I hope, for the future as well, because if one of them is injured, the other one can be backing up. In my opinion, to your question, Shiva, why Axar was not in place of Sundar, I think it is more both will be in the same the ball will be going the same angle if you have both Axar and Rahul Chahar.
Right.
So with the number of left-hand batsmen in England, they would have wanted Sundar to be in as a off spinner, even though they didn't give much.
Yeah, you bring a very good point, Muthu. Could that be the case between the right-hand spinner and left-hand spinner?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, the left armer will take the ball away from the right-hand batsman, and it will be the same for the leg spinner as well. So we don't need both the spinners doing the same thing, So probably that is the reason. Even with that, I would have thought few players who are in the squad should have got a look in at least in one of the games, if not the last game. Like the likes of Chahar and even Akshar Patel. So I think those are the only two who are left, other than the fitness issues. So they should have got at least one game to just have a feel. That's my take.
Anyway, they're going to have many games in IPL. So finally, we come to the end of the series. Team India won the series. Congratulations!
Hey.
We are here. Yes, we all had a very good time. It was nice talking to you all. And I think Stump Mike rocks really.
Yep, definitely. And we'll catch you soon in the ODI series.
Yes, ODI series and then the IPL. Look forward for that.
Yeah.
Okay.